What do you think of when you hear the word tribe? Do you imagine a group of people living in remote areas, following their customs and traditions, and having little contact with the outside world? Or do you think of a powerful and influential community that shaped the course of history and culture in different regions? Or maybe something else? To answer these questions, we must first understand what a tribe is, and how it differs from other forms of social organization. A tribe is a social group based on brotherhood rather than caste, class, or occupation. Tribal societies did not follow the social rules and rituals prescribed by the Brahmanas, who were the dominant group in the caste-based society. They were not divided into numerous unequal classes, such as Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Instead, members of each tribe were united by bonds of blood and closeness and had a sense of collective identity and loyalty. Now, you might think this seems interesting, not caring about regular social rules and living on their own. It's like every teenager's dream. But what was their life like? Where did they live? Tribal societies had different modes of livelihood than the caste-based society. Unlike the dominant caste-based society, they lived in forests, hills, deserts, and other hard-to-reach places, where they could maintain their freedom. Now, you might question, what did they do for a living? Well, they practiced agriculture, hunting and gathering, herding, or a combination of these activities. Tribes controlled land and pastures jointly, and divided them among households according to their own rules. They did not recognize the rule of kings, landlords, or tax collectors, who claimed rights over land and resources in the caste-based society. And because of this, they often clashed with the more powerful caste-based societies, who tried to expand their territories, extract resources, or impose their culture and religion on them. However, tribal people also depended on caste-based societies for various needs, such as trade, crafts, metals, grains, salt, etc. They also adopted some elements of the caste-based culture, such as language, dress, festivals, etc., while keeping their customs and traditions. Now, when I say tribes, how many names of tribes you can think of? Very few, right? But let's explore some major tribal groups across different regions. In Punjab, the Khokhar and Gakha tribes, growing during the 13th and 14th centuries, were powerful warriors resisting invasions and supporting local rulers. Kamal Khan Gakhar even became a noble under Emperor Akbar. Moving to Multan and Sindh, the Langas and Arghans, dominant tribes, left a mark in regions that later fell under Mughal control. Sultan Hussain Langa established a strong kingdom, while the Arghans, descendants of Mongols, brought their influence to Sindh and Balochistan. The Balochis, a large and influential tribe in the northwestern region, were nomadic or semi-nomadic. We will learn about nomads later in this video. They engaged in various activities like agriculture, fishing, and trade. Their strong identity led them to resist foreign invaders while maintaining friendly relations with local rulers. In the western Himalayas, the Gaddis, a shepherd tribe, resided in present-day Himachal Pradesh and Jammu and Kashmir. Their unique lifestyle involved seasonal migration, trading wool, milk, and cheese. Rich in oral traditions, their stories reflected a deep connection to nature. The Northeast, comprising states like Assam and Nagaland, housed diverse tribes. Nagas, known for bravery and independence, resisted British colonial rule. Ahoms, migrating from Myanmar, built a stable kingdom lasting 6 centuries, adopting Hinduism and leaving a lasting cultural impact. In Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, and Bengal, Tribes like the Chiaros emerged by the 12th century, excelling in iron smelting and producing weapons. Interesting, right? How even with the same core principle they still were so diverse. Now, have you ever wondered what it would be like to travel from place to place with your animals, without having a fixed home or a farm? How would you get food, clothes, and other things that you need? How would you interact with other people who live differently from you? This interesting category of tribal people was the nomads, who moved from one place to another with their herd of animals. They did not have a fixed or permanent settlement, but rather followed the seasonal patterns of rainfall, vegetation, and availability of water. Like in the winter when it's too cold in the north, they would move to a warmer place southwards. Now, again you might question, if they didn't live in the same place, then how did they survive? What did they do for a living? Well, because they have herds of cattle and sheep, they survived on milk products, such as ghee, butter, cheese, and yogurt, and exchanged them with the farmers for grains, clothes, utensils, and other products. Now, because they moved constantly, they provided services, such as transport, security, and communication, to the settled communities. Now, if you live in Western India, you might have come across some tribal people dressed in saris coming to your locality to sell goods like salt, food grains, spices, and cloth. These are some of the most important and widespread trader nomads, the Banjaras. Their caravan was called a tanda, and consisted of hundreds of people and animals, such as oxen, camels, and donkeys. They carried goods across long distances, and sold them in different markets. They also acted as agents and brokers for the merchants and rulers, who relied on them for the supply and distribution of goods. One of the most famous examples of the use of Banjaras was by Sultan Alauddin Khilji, the ruler of the Delhi Sultanate in the 13th and 14th centuries. He used the Banjaras to move large quantities of grain from different parts of the country to the city markets, to feed his huge army and control the prices. He also imposed heavy taxes on the Banjaras, and regulated their movements and activities. Pastoral tribes thus basically reared and sold animals like horses and cattle to the wealthy people, who used them for transportation, warfare, and agriculture. They also played a vital role in the economy and society, by facilitating trade, communication, and cultural exchange. So, when you hear tribe next, imagine a colorful mix of cultures, each adding to our big human story. Keep exploring, learning, and appreciating the amazing tales of the tribes that made India diverse and exciting. We hope that you have understood the chapter of tribes, nomads, and settled communities. Now, here's a secret on how you can study effectively with the EduRev app. You can learn with chapter notes, watch video lectures, and solve NCERT-based MCQ tests of this chapter on EduRev. And that's not all. You also get amazing courses for Class 7 and much more for your Class 7 preparation. Thank you.